Passed out. Says task 12, buying on credit. When you are buying on credit, you understand, I kind of mentioned this the other day, that they will give interest, assign interest to your account for the month that is not paid, but the interest compound on top of each other for every month that continue. So this is giving you an example. If you charge $500 on a credit card, how much would your balance be in 2 years, assuming that there's no other fees? Meaning, let's just go ahead and say they're not charging you late fees, yearly fee. Let's just look at just the amount that's charged with the compounding. Use the formula for compounding interest, which I have on the board, but I want to write it down here as well. It's A equals B, parenthesis 1 plus the rate divided by the number of times compounded, raise it to the power of the number of times compounded times the years. So I like to write down everything that I know, because each of these is asking for a different time frame. When you think about the time frame, you got to remember what's on the board right here about annually, semi, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. That makes a difference because that gives you the value of the end in your formula for the number of times you're compounding. So for this, I'm given the principal. Principal is the amount that we're charging. And since it says 500 on a credit card, there you go. B equals 500. Then it tells you that your rate is 10%. So how would I write that as a decimal?
0.02.
Don't put an extra zero there. It's just 0.10. And now the end. The end represents how many times it's compounded. I did. Y'all, if it's compounded once a year, what's the end? 1.
1.
And the time is how many years?
2.
All right, so there are the numbers. I'm going to now substitute them into the formula right here, okay? 2 times. If you can't remember how many times, here's what you need to do, y'all. If you are taking a percent to a decimal, and you can't remember how many times to move it, just take the percent and divide it by 100. Press enter, and the calculator will give you the decimal form every time, okay? So I've got the values I'm substituting for. The P is 500, and then I got 1 plus 0.10 divided by 1. Close the parenthesis, and then I'm going to raise it to the power of 1 times 2. And I need to show you how to put this in the calculator. That's why my screen is split, and I have on here the calculator screen. Listen, I'm going to show you how to put it in here and how to copy paste. Because what happens when you start typing these formulas in, it's a lot of stuff to type for compound. So if I could give you an opportunity to copy paste, I'm going to do that. Again, this is the formula, okay? When you go to your calculator, pay attention to the alpha y equals option. I'm going to give it to you how you can put it in like an exact fraction. So I'm typing 500, parenthesis, 1 plus. See how that is a fraction with 1 over the other, perfect like that? To do that on your calculator, you just press alpha and then y equals, and it gives you a fraction box. So then I'm going to type in the 0.10
Whoa, where did you get that?
over 1, alpha y equals.
Can you do that on
Oh, press enter again. Yeah, sorry, alpha y equals, but then you press enter. I'm sorry, I left that part off.
0.10.
Yeah.
1.
And now I'm raising it to the power of 1 times 2. Before you ask, do I have to type 1 times 2? No, you don't. I am only typing it like this so you can see the formula. So people will say, where'd you get that number from? Just like right here, you technically didn't even have to type 0.10 divided by 1. You really didn't have to. I'm just putting it there so you can see the formula repeated. What's up, baby? Did you press alpha y equals enter? Let me see your calculator. That's why. You gotta use the one that I have. You have to use the one that I have because that one right there, I don't think it has that option. It's a newer version, the one that we have right here, and it will work. So To those of you who have the version typed out, press enter. How much money is going to charge y'all?
605.
There you go. Your balance will be 605 even.
605 even.
Tell my son, to the top, there's one times two.
That's needed.
The best option is
So for once a month, would it be, since it's 30 days?
once a year.
So what's on?
Okay, so you just said the word days, but then you notice it says months. I'm on B, I'm already on B. If we do the same numbers with the difference being once a month, how many months are in a year? 12. So that means this time my end is going to be 12. But everything else is the same. The P is 500, R is 0.10. And the time is still 2. So I have all of my numbers. Let me tell you something about writing the formula down. Y'all please just listen.
Tell us something.
If you write down the formula, but you get the wrong answer, when I grade your quiz, test, whatever, I will give you partial credit if the formula's right. Because it's sometimes tricky to type it in right, and you might put one thing wrong in the calculator. And I don't know that. But if you write down the formula first, and I see that you knew the right thing to put in there, then I'm gonna know the calculator you probably typed in wrong. If you just give me the answer, I'm marking it off with no reason to give you partial credit. So that is the reason why I'm writing it down every single time. You don't have to. If you feel like you can get the right answer, you ain't gonna mess it up, don't write it down, do your thing. But I'm gonna write it down every time. I'm on part B, and I'm changing the numbers because it said over here monthly, then that means I'm gonna make the N a 12 this time. So where I have a 1 is gonna become a 12. I'm writing it down first, and then I'm gonna type it in. And you know, when you type it in the calculator, I can show you a quick way if you don't already know.
Can you make that bigger, the thing?
This right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So, what about what, baby?
Can you go back to the side when you got the formula, when you got them red?
Right.
Why you swapped it in this here?
There was no reason. I mean, I could have put the T here and in there. It really didn't matter.
Okay.
It was just oh, that threw you off?
Yes.
I'm sorry. No, it really didn't matter where I put it. I just wrote the in there because I was focusing on the word month when she was saying.
Cause I was trying to figure out which one had time.
I'm sorry. I should have said something. I could have put the in there.
So let me rewrite that, cause I
Okay, so y'all, you want to know a shortcut? That way you don't keep typing the formula on your calculator. You know how there's a copy paste on your computer and on your phone? If you go up here and select what you typed in before and then press enter, it copies and pastes it. So now all you gotta do is go back and change the 12. Well, I mean, not the 12, the 1. Make it 12. But make sure when you do that, you double check to make sure you still have the right numbers in there. So one thing that should be different is this should be a 12 and that should be a 12. Once you've done that, press enter. It's not much difference. The number of years. Over here, see the T is 2.
Would you round up?
So in the formula, T is time in years. That's where it goes. I know you can't see it over here. Okay. So,
You ever set
Again.
these calculators?
I'm asking y'all to round to the nearest cent.
I know,
Okay,
it's
so
5.
If you're rounding to the nearest cent, what would that be?
You ain't got no sense.
16,
Not 2 cents,
19.
not 19 cents. Say it again.
20.
20 cents. 20 cents and 2 cents is not the same thing. So we go write 6,
Just add money.
10, and 20 cents. All right. Try the next one. You got once a week. How many weeks are in a year?
It's like the same thing.
It's the same thing except the N is gonna be,
158.
52, because there's 52 weeks in a year.
No, I'm talking about the end of the answer.
Everything.
I mean, I'm not talking about the final answer. I'm just talking about the variables that I'm writing down here. Same value for T,
It'll be 16.
same value for R, same value for N, same value for T. Only thing I'm doing different is changing what I have here as a 12. It's gonna become a 52 now. And I'm writing it down. Remember, why did I say I was gonna write it down every time?
So you get partial credit.
Thank you. Pay attention.
Because you might get it.
All right, so copy paste.
You got it.
I'm gonna go back up here. And I'm changing the 12 to 52. Baby, all you gotta do is get the right numbers for the formula. I promise you get it right. If you get the right values for the PRT and the N, we just put them in place. That's it. And this one, oh, I see what you were saying. You had already got the final answer. And yeah, he's right. The answers look almost the exact same. This one is still $610, but it's 58 cents.
See, what's the point?
Well, I guess what it's showing is that the difference from months and years is not much different, really.
You mean weeks?
Yes, what I meant to say, sorry. There's not much difference. You know, it's way more 52. Not that much true. And then the percent rates. I mean, it's not that bad, 10%. So let me tell you, on the next example, you have to pay attention. We have not done any like this before.
Why we gonna
We
do
kinda
that?
have. We kind of have, but what we did before was with just simple interest. And please listen, we've not done one with compound yet. Only thing we've done like this is with simple, so I need to show you what it's gonna look like with compound. This time it says, if you need, I'm talking still, if you need 25,000 8 years from now, what's the minimum that you need to deposit in a bank account that's gonna pay you 5% interest? And now the number of times compounded, again, they're giving you different time periods for the compounding, but I'm not asking you to find A, because I'm giving you A. This time, do you know the variable we're solving for?
No.
The P this time. Because right here it says, this is what you need. If you want this amount, that amount is your total amount. So that's the A. Let me come over here and write that down. So I have A equals 25,000. And I don't know the P. We're trying to solve for that. So I'm not writing that down. What I do know is the rate. What is the rate?
How do you know the number is gonna be A or P?
I'll tell you in just a second. What is the N? Just one. And what is the T? What did it say? It's 8. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. So I'm gonna put my numbers in place. And how do you know what they're giving you is you have to actually look to see. Is it telling you how much you're gonna pay in the end? Or is it asking you is it telling you what you're gonna start off with? If it's telling you what you're starting off with, then that means they're giving you the principal. If it's asking you what do you need to start off with, then you're looking for the principal. That's the only difference. Because the principal is the beginning balance. It's not giving you the beginning balance.
I want these on the quiz.
I can't remember. I'm gonna look.
Take it.
I mean, but it's on the
Wait,
test.
one
But
for the end.
You scratch it off.
it's on the test. It's definitely on the test, but I don't remember. I have to look and see. Come on, I gotta stay focused. Let's finish this up. So instead of putting A equals, what am I putting? No, y'all, what am I putting?
25,000.
25,000. Y'all have got to pay attention. Since I don't know the P, I'm gonna put that variable. But everything else that I do know, I'm gonna put in place. So I know 1 plus 0.05 goes over 1, and I'm raising it to the power of 1 times 8.
Is N always one?
No, N will be based on the number of times compounded, okay? N is always the number of times that it's being compounded. So if the number of times compounded is annually, then that means it's 1. If the number of times is semi-annually, Leah, it's 2.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Quarterly, is 4. Monthly is 12, because you're just asking how many times in a year, okay? And of course, daily is 365, and I forgot weekly.
52.
Thank you. Put that on there.
Do we need to write that down?
No, she was asking me how do you know the N, so I just wrote it down for her, but it's on the board, it's in your packet, and you probably didn't just remember it. What I'm gonna do now is see if you know what I'm gonna have to do to solve, because it's really just
If
one
by
step.
itself, divide by P.
Thank you. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
She said get it by itself, so divide to get the P by itself. But what are you dividing by?
The number you use
No.
in the,
Whatever this right here is. This is the problem. If you put this in the calculator, if I put parentheses 1 plus 0.05 divided by 1, blah, blah, blah. If I put that in there, it's gonna give me a long number that is like never ending. But you don't want to use that number because it'll make you round things off and take the preciseness of your answer away. So instead of solving this number here that I have, instead of solving that and writing that number down, because it's gonna be a non-terminating number, you're gonna take the exact precise value and you're gonna divide by the whole thing. It looks like it's a lot, but I promise it's not once you do it a few times. You're dividing by the exact thing.
Wait,
Okay, I don't know how in the world I'm confused about this stopping process. All I'm doing is telling you to divide by what was touching the P. If this is what's touching the P, this is what's multiplying the P. So the opposite of multiplying is to divide by that. When you do that,
Other side.
you have to do it on the other side. And then what happens is this now cancels out, leaving the P by itself. But to get the answer on this side, we're gonna put that in our calculator.
I got 16,920.98.
That may or may not be right, because I just don't remember exactly what I had, but I'm putting it in the calculator first. So y'all, if
So
you
all
wanted
do
to
is
look,
do it on the left side, basically.
yes, thank you. You just put this in your calculator. That's it.
Divided by.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
I had to say it was like just about one side.
You know what?
Yeah.
You say that,
Yup, I'm smart.
you say that, but it's always somebody who don't get it. And they not gonna say nothing.
They don't get it until you explain it like that.
Oh, I made it too hard?
You should just say.
I know what you're doing.
I knew what you were doing. Wait, she said, I was like,
It's hard. I can't believe you're telling me that I explained it difficult when I'm sitting here like thinking, I was fine.
Move stuff
Yeah.
over is simple, but when you said it this
I
time,
did.
it's all like.
I was being precise.
Yeah, I got
We don't
Is
like.
that what he said that? Precision, is that talking about? That's it.
It's 1 plus the fraction.
Okay,
can do it.
Oh, my.
So you
So do
can
I
read
need
it.
to-
16,920.98.
98, sorry. Oh, wait.
16,000, bro.
Yeah, you definitely explained it.
Okay, that was, yeah, I got loose.
Or at what point did it make sense though?
When I said it.
Because we were like the vibe on side, but I don't think people realize that on the other side, it just cancels out.
Yeah, I got one, I put the whole.
But I'm telling you both sides because mathematically that's what you have to do. But in your mind, you're like, just tell me the. Yo, we don't want to know the why you do it. Just tell us what to do. Okay.
Because I was about to do, I did.
The why was not necessary. You just wanted to know what to do. That's it, lady. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna do the next one with you, and I'm leaving you on your own. So I got same thing. A is 25,000. Rate is 0.05. And this time is gonna be 12, and the time is still 8. All right, 25,000. Sorry. Make sure you can see everything that's on here. So I got 25,000 equals principal.
No, what you do is 25,000 divided by.
12 times 8.
$24,182.
Is this stuff?
Tell me the answer, bro. 24,000.
That's all y'all wanted me to do, was just tell you this right here.
Yeah, you just swap it.
You just wanted me to tell you that, but mathematically, I have to tell you that this has to be divided to
Look, but
cancel.
you ain't gotta write all that,
You
just
don't have to
say the
tell
reason
her
you're
it's
doing that, so it cancels out what it's like.
Oh my gosh, if we were solving a simple equation, I would have wrote it again. So like, if I wrote 3x equals 6, I would have wrote the 3 under both sides. It's no different.
That's what we
I know that, this is why I can't get.
But I just did this though, I think this is the same thing.
This is why I
You
can't
should
get
have
that.
just
That's why I
said,
can't
since
do
there's a piece,
That's why I
you
suck
have
at
to
that.
divide on the other side, like you said.
That's what I said though.
No.
That's exactly what I said. No,
You had that tongue.
that's exactly what I said.
You had your words.
Oh my gosh, I can't with y'all.
It's okay, we still love you.
I mean,
I didn't
oh y'all too. I just don't understand how that what I said was it before. I just don't. Never will know. Well,
24,000.
Can't believe everybody.
did he say 20? Hold on, he said what? Okay, so there's no way it could be 24.
Oh, see. Come on, now, put the program.
See, it's not even there. See,
She said, see, not even there.
How many?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm using a little bit of common sense reasoning here. If it's asking me what you have to deposit to get to 25,000, there's no way it's gonna have to be up at 24,000. It's gonna have to be much further back. Because it's over 8 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Double check what you're typing in the calculator.
Yes, ma'am.
The rest of y'all.
What'd you do for yours?
Oh, my gosh.
16,770.
I ain't gonna say nothing else because he acts like I'm crazy. I mean, I know I'm different, but I'm not.
I ain't even realize that. Yeah, 16,000.
16,
And what difference does that make if you're
But I'm not, my mom was like, she don't like to wear suits. But I ain't realize I was on the second.
I ain't gonna lie.
She be like, if school gets your favorite, I'm going to bed with.
Okay.
I
I
don't
don't know where
know.
to move it to.
My fault.
But she'll let life do what he wants, 'cause he got that baby syndrome. Then when I get the call, like, I don't know, yeah.
How much it
Y'all be so in denial about that baby syndrome, I don't know.
Right.
Do,
Y'all
Do
in
the-
denial about it.
hold on, do the next one on your own and then I'll take the answer.
Do you have to make the fraction like that?
So you got the final answer, any questions?
In 46.
Okay, about this page before I pass out the quiz.
You got, how did you get in 46? Never mind. Wait, let me try.
Look at the calculator answer right here. See right here? See where my little cursor? Look at the answer. I think the rounding part is going to be the hard part for you, baby.
So, fair question.
My mistake, I had asked